Kathy Merla with Dairy Today, and I'm here at World Dairy Expo with Stephen Schalla, who is a dairy market advisor with Stuart Peterson. Stephen, could you tell a little about what's going on with milk prices today?
Yeah, Kathy, it's been another eventful time for our milk market. It's nice to see that the market sentiment right now is just more positive among producers here at Dairy Expo and the ones that I visit with throughout the United States. Fourth quarter prices have really seen an aggressive move higher, and that's something that we're really working to take advantage of with our clients here right away today.
What about longer term? I've picked up a lot of concern among producers here about what's going to happen down the road.
That's another hot topic right now, talking about those 2011 prices that just continue to hang around those $14 level or even below that. I think there's a lot of opportunity for those prices yet. When you just look at the seasonal and some of the historic patterns for our milk market, there's been a strong tendency to see those prices appreciate into November and December. So I think we can let that calendar try and work in our favor a little bit. I'm also very interested to see what the grain markets develop like, especially in a post-harvest situation, already starting to think about acreage for next season.
Would you have any advice for producers who are not sure what they should do?
I think a great first step that a lot of farms that we're interested in working with take is just taking a quick assessment of where they are and where their goals would like to be for marketing. Areas such as knowledge, discipline, and just time are things we need to consider. So it's figuring out where we are today, where we'd like to be, we can set a very smooth road plan to meet some of our marketing goals.
Could you be a little more specific about the corn market? Just talk prices and what's been influencing that and how that's going to influence dairy.
Yeah, corn market's just been on an incredible run higher, similar to some of our milk contracts. After 8 or 9 straight weeks of higher prices, if you look at that market on a chart from a technical perspective, it's reached very overbought levels, suggesting that we should see some type of correction lower in price. We're also getting into the thick of harvest, and I would expect there to be some harvest pressure in the coming weeks. And I think for some of our dairies who are purchasing in some of their corn needs, that's going to be a purchasing opportunity.
And do you see, or can you talk about any other influences that might affect inputs or dairy prices that we haven't talked about? Maybe it's the export market, maybe it's other input. What else is going on? Consumer demand? Anything else that you see that's going to be playing a role here in the next few months?
Yeah, absolutely. Our exports deserve some credit. They've been very strong throughout this year. That's one thing that we've really been excited about. And the other thing, when I look at just production from the supply side, we've seen in our last couple of milk production reports that we're starting to see a recovery off kind of those summer lows. And that's encouraging to see, something we have to be aware of. I think what we're still keeping in mind is a longer term, year-over-year growth in production. And right now it's much less than we've seen before. I think that's another item that we can hold in our back pocket, reason to be optimistic towards 2011 prices.
The last few USDA dairy production reports have shown increasing milk production in this country, and I know a lot of people are getting nervous about that and the impact that it will have on the market. What are your thoughts on that?
It's an interesting point of analysis and a topic that I've been visiting with both my clients on as well as folks here at Dairy Expo. When you look at the milk market over the past 30 years, it's been an aggressive growth pattern. We've seen year-over-year increases in production averaging 2.4%. And what's more interesting, in those 30 years, there's only been 3 where we've seen actually production declines, 2009 being one of those years. When I look at that 2.4% average, for the first 6 months of 2010, we've only seen that growth of 0.85%. So while our growth is higher from last year, it's not nearly as high as average over the past 30 years. I think that's just an underlying topic to keep in mind, that as we add further demand, either exports or domestically, it's going to be another growth opportunity and a reason to remain optimistic on 2011 prices.